What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am back for my 2017 Fastlane predictions. Now, of course, this is the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. This is a Raw exclusive pay-per-view. Of course, the last pay-per-view we were at was the Elimination Chamber, which was a SmackDown pay-per-view, which was in February. So, of course, my record in that and picks was 4-2-1. Of course, the two losses are from Dolph Ziggler.
You just made the list.
Ziggler, and of course Alexa Bliss, and of course the blah match I didn't really much care about was Nikki and Natalya being a double countout. So 4-2-1 is not a bad start to start 2017 in picks in wrestling, of course. So let's get right into these Fastlane predictions. But of course, let me not forget to thank everybody who did watch the Elimination Chamber predictions. Of course, 66 views. Cannot say more than saying thank you guys for watching it. Of course, commenting what you think. Of course, cannot say thank you enough. So again, thank you, and I hope you guys do enjoy this one. So let's get right into these picks. Of course, this is not the full card, but this is what this seems like this is going to be the full card. Maybe pending a Cruiserweight pre-show match, but again, I don't count the pre-shows as picks because, again, they are pre-shows. But let's get right into the picks, starting with the first match I think it's going to start, which is for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Of course, the champions, Gallows and Anderson, versus the challengers, Enzo and Cass, or I like to call the certified jobbers and the bona fide piss breaks, and you can't teach that. Of course, Anderson Gallows are the Raw Tag Team Champions. Of course, it's 5 months too late, but again, they're the champions, but they look like chumps. If you did not watch Raw this week with Roman Reigns, second week in a row, they just feed them to Roman Reigns. It's like, no, they're looking like idiots. They're the champions, and they're looking like jobber tag team champions. No offense. And then let's get to the number one contenders. Of course, Enzo and Cass, who they have Big Cass get a pin Cesaro, which was like, and of course, my whole mindset was thinking Gallows and Anderson are going to come out, make this a triple threat match at Fastlane with Enzo, Cesaro, and now again Gallows and Anderson. But yet we didn't get that. We got Enzo and Cass, and of course, Enzo's the talkative one, all talk, no substance. And then you have Big Cass, big, tall, 7 foot tall. And you can't teach that. That shtick. That's all they are now. It's a comedy shtick. Chicken tenders and cup of haters. It's like, just get the fuck off the screen and get an hold. So coming from me, this is going to be a no-brainer. I'm going to take the champions. I'm going to take Gallows and Anderson to win. And pray to God they win because they have to win this match because I'd rather not have Enzo and Cass tag team champions on Raw. So I'm taking out Anderson and Gallows to retain their Raw tag team championships. Now the next matchup for the Cruiserweight title in the Battle of Britain. The champion, the king of the Cruiserweights, Neville, or Neville, if you will, versus the number one contender, of course, gentleman Jack Gallagher. Now, of course, Neville did win the Cruiserweight title at the Royal Rumble. He's been a champion since. Very methodical Neville. Now, I mean, of course, can't go wrong with him. I mean, he is kind of the king of the Cruiserweights. I mean, if he was there in the beginning, he would have been the Cruiserweight champion in the Cruiserweight Classic. But, of course, it was TJP. Then you have Gentleman Jack Gallagher, who did win a Fatal 5-Way match on 205 Live to become the number one contender. They had a contract signing, of course, on Raw on Monday. Yesterday, of course. It's looking like a great match, but coming from me, this is just setting up. We're gonna get Austin Aries at WrestleMania. That's kind of the big rumor. If you haven't heard that Austin Aries may be challenging Neville at WrestleMania this year for the Cruiserweight title, and that's kind of what the match I want to see more. This is gonna be a fantastic match, no doubt about it. But what do you call it? But coming from me, Neville's got to win this match, because if we can get Neville and Austin Aries in the same match at WrestleMania this year, that could be a fantastic Cruiserweight match. So coming from me, I'm going to take Neville to retain the WWE Cruiserweight title. Now the next match, which again they may say this next Monday, but I think this is going to happen: Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn. Again, this is not, they have not announced this yet, but it kind of screams that's going to happen. Of course, this is Joe's first pay-per-view with the WWE. NXT, he's had pay-per-views. This is his first main roster pay-per-view debut. The Destroyer, Samoa Joe. Then, of course, Triple H is heavy. If you did not see Raw, they're kind of teasing something with Triple H, Kevin Owens, and Samoa Joe. I mean, it just screams that. And like, if you're a wrestling fan, you can sense they're screaming something with that. Then you have Sami Zayn, of course, the underdog of the underground, of course. He's talking ill will of Samoa Joe, and that's what you don't do, Sammy. You do not talk ill will of Samoa Joe. You don't even speak his name without respect, as he said a few weeks ago. You say my name with respect. You don't say it with disrespect, or you die. You die. This is going to be a good match. This is a good setup match for a Joe match at WrestleMania, of course, or this could be this whole thing with Seth Rollins. But coming from me, this is kind of a no-brainer. I'm going to take Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe on Raw. Again, I would have had him on SmackDown. Like, coming from me, but he's on Raw. I got to deal with that. But Joe has been, like, the guy I remembered in TNA. Like, unstoppable, Samoan submission machine, just beating the hell out of guys like Sami. Like, no offense to Sami Zayn. But coming from me, I'm going to take Samoa Joe to beat Sami Zayn. Now the next matchup for the Raw Women's title. The then challenger Charlotte Flair versus the now champion Bayley. Now I'm going to just say this. The title is a hot potato. And again, people may disagree with me, of course. But since WrestleMania, since Charlotte won at WrestleMania, she's lost the title she lost the title a week before SummerSlam, she lost the title at least 4 times on television. And then she regains them back on pay-per-view. Of course, she is the pay-per-view queen. She has not lost. Makes sense what the WWE is trying to do. They're trying to get her as close as they can get her to Flair's record, because she is Ric Flair's daughter. I don't want to. It's kind of frustrating when the champion continues to lose her title on television and then win it back on pay-per-view. It's like, okay, you have it for a couple weeks, then when we get to the pay-per-view, we're just going to give it to Charlotte. You're going to lose on television, you're going to lose the women's title again to either, the names of Sasha Banks or Bayley, but you're going to win it back at the pay-per-view because we want to continue your pay-per-view winning streak. And then you have Bayley, of course, Bayley winning it in Las Vegas a few weeks ago with some help. I know you Bayley fans are going to say, oh, she didn't need help. She got help from Sasha Banks. Of course, they had something on Raw saying that Charlotte demanded the title because it was a tainted victory, but of course Bayley ain't going to go with that. Coming from me, I think I can just picture what's going to happen. Okay, this is straight out of my mind. I think this is exactly what's going to happen. Match is going to continue on. Rev's going to get bumped. Rev's going to be out. Both ladies are down. Here comes Sasha running down the ring with, I don't know, a crutch or some object. She has a clear shot at Charlotte, but she turns and hits Bayley. I would say maybe in the knee to set up the figure 8. And that would turn Sasha heel, which I think everybody has been wanting her to be a heel again, like she was in NXT. But this would be the best way to do it. Do it when Bayley's the champion, she's in the highest point of her career, and just have her best friend just nail her in the knee, costing her the women's title to set up the WrestleMania match, which it looks like it's going to be a fatal 4-way with Sasha, Charlotte, Bayley, and Nia Jax to set up something for the next pay-per-view. But coming from me, that screams that's what's going to happen. they kind of teased it on Raw Monday with Stephanie McMahon saying, well, you know you can't beat Charlotte, but in your mind you know you can beat Bayley for the women's title, so that's why you helped her. That's kind of the planting the seeds. But this would be the best time to do it. So coming from me in this matchup, I gotta take Charlotte to win this match with help from Sasha. They're gonna just do the reverse way Bayley won the title in Vegas, but they're gonna have Sasha screw Bayley, her best friend. Ipso facto, turn Sasha heel. So I'm taking Charlotte to become the new women's champion. Now the next matchup, the battle of what is it? The big dog against the man among men. Of course, I'm talking about Roman Reigns, the latest installment of shoving a Samoan guy down our fucking throats against, I always like to do this, Braun Strowman. I mean, this is going to be, Braun Strowman, if you did not see Raw against the Big Show, he was doing moves like some cruiserweight kipping up from a 300-pounder doing a kip up. And of course, beating the Big Show in the main event of Raw last night. So, Braun Strowman, monster. Unstoppable monster. But again, now who they're feeding him to. He's beaten Roman Reigns down multiple times, and any wrestling fan knows what this means. They're just gonna feed Roman him. They put Roman in multiple handicap matches, and what does he do? Perseveres, super duper man punch, spear, and just, people booing him out of the fucking arena, which they're going to boo him there in Milwaukee. That is no doubt. The man who they just want to shove down our throats, force feed us this garbage. I cannot stand Roman Reigns. They're trying things with him. Case in point, the Royal Rumble with Roman Reigns. He loses the Universal title on the first night of the show, then he becomes number 30. Why? Why is he 30? And then he's being in these handicap matches where he should be losing, but of course it's Super Reigns, a la Super Cena. You gotta have Super Reigns that he's gonna kick out of every one of your finishers, and he'll hit you with one Superman punch or one or two Superman punches and a spear, and it's over. It gets annoying. But, and of course, Braun Strowman, what can you say? The best big man I've ever seen, other than, no offense to Big Show, but Braun Strowman is the best big man right now in the WWE. And so coming from me in this matchup, I hate even picking this, but I gotta go with Roman Reigns because that's how they're building it. But I can see Roman Reigns, I can see a certain someone coming back after what Roman Reigns did to him at the Royal Rumble. And if you know who I'm talking about The Undertaker. Because they keep calling Roman Reigns the big dog, but who's the original biggest dog in the yard? And that's The Undertaker. In the past he was, but they build this up at the Royal Rumble with Taker and Reigns, and they want to have this at WrestleMania, so Reigns can get past the torch, he can beat the Taker and become the man. Just sucking Vince's dick more and more. So coming from me, I'm going to just take Roman Reigns to win this match. Unfortunately, I don't want to do that, but I think that's what they're doing. They want to make Roman look strong after being beat down by Braun Strowman almost every week till the pay-per-view. So obvious. So I'm going to take Roman Reigns to beat Braun Strowman, unfortunately. And then an appearance by The Undertaker to set up WrestleMania. And now the main event for the coveted Raw Universal title. The champion, Kevin Owens, against the challenger, Goldberg. Kevin Owens, of course, has been the longest reigning Universal Champion on Raw since he won in August. So he has been on fire. Of course, a lot of people do not like Kevin. Other than what we saw in Vegas with the whole beating the hell out of Jericho. And if you did not see that on Raw in Vegas, that was the most shocking, most saddest moment. It was I'm just going to say this right now, that was all Triple H. Triple H talked to him before that whole segment started. This is just the seeds into a group with Triple H. There's going to be Triple H. And then when we saw on Raw, with saying, I know how to play the game better than anybody. Play the game. Triple H, Triple H, Triple H, Triple H, Triple H. Of course, Goldberg, of course, guy who beat Brock Lesnar in a minute, something. Eliminated him out of the Royal Rumble. But, I mean, this is CM Punk Rock all over again. You're going to give it to a guy who's part-timing. And I hate this because Kevin Owens is such a fantastic wrestler and a performer, yet he's going to have to do what Brock did almost. And it looks like that's what's going to happen because they want to make the Brock Lesnar Goldberg a little bit more important with a title. But again, the match doesn't need a title, but Vince McMahon's mind, it's money, 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 money. I mean, I cannot say I'm not going to like this. I mean, they're just giving it, there's a 50-year-old against a freaking, Kevin Owens. You're going to have Kevin Owens' job to a 50-year-old. And no offense to Goldberg, he's a big fish. He was a big fish in a little bitty pond, but coming to WWE is like being a whale in a teardrop. So coming from me, and I hate to even say I'm going to make this pick, I'm going to take Goldberg to win because that's what they want. They want Goldberg to win. And I'm going to say he's going to have some help from Chris Jericho because after what we saw in the Fiesta of Friendship, Jericho's looking for some payback, and they'll set up Owens Jericho for the U.S. title. And then, of course, this will set up Goldberg and Lesnar for the Universal title to make that title relevant when it was already relevant with Owens as the champion. So I'm taking Goldberg to become the new Universal champion. So 2 title changes at this pay-per-view. And those are my Fastlane 2017 predictions. Now I hope you did enjoy my predictions. Comment below, who do you have winning these matches? If any other matches come up, let me know in the comments. I'll make my pick right there. But if they're pre-show matches, don't waste your time. This seems like this is the final card. If they add another match, maybe Dana Brooke or Sasha or something with Nia Jax, I'll make a pick on the below in the comments. But again, thank you so much for watching. Of course, you gotta that like button, comment and share and subscribe with your friends to become part of this dangerous alliance, and I will see you in the next video. See ya!